Now again, just to catch you up to date, this isn't new. This comes from an ancient word which means anidia, and that means to eat very little or none at all. Now, this has been in many esoteric circles on the planet, but right now it's coming out to the masses. Now, to let you know it's been in esoteric circles, 18 years when I ran across this knowledge, this young girl came out and said, "There's people who don't eat," because I was already living this high holistic lifestyle where I was fasting once a week. I was on 80% live and raw foods. I meditated every day, so I thought I'd hit the zenith. So when she told me that, I went to go look up the information. Now back then there wasn't that much information, but what shocked me was that there was actually 21-day retreats already taking place 18 years ago on the planet. Most of them was taking place in Germany, Australia, they had a few in France, but that shocked me that that was going on. Why didn't I learn that in high school? So I went on my own personal quest of research, working with myself, finding out more information, and right now, since 2015, a lot of pranic or food-free people was working independently on the planet, but now we've been coming together working more. So the whole movement is really picked up, just to catch you up to date. Right now in Italy, they have the World Pranic Festivals that take place every year. I was there the first year in 2016. A lot of people curious. You have other food-free people telling their path, and every year it's getting bigger and bigger. So I'll keep you updated on that for the one next year. Usually every June it takes place. They got a big one in Romania that's been taking place, and even when I leave India, I got a retreat that's going to take place in Egypt, a 13-day retreat, the first pranic retreat. A lot of people is interested because the foundation of this message is holistic health. I don't have an extra lung or extra heart. You understand? This is a byproduct of really taking a holistic lifestyle seriously. Now we live in an ocean of energy. We live in an ocean of gases. Now as we say these concepts, a person say, okay, I can see that. We got radio waves going through there. You might even have your favorite radio station going through you right now. Now due to the advent of the cell phone, we know we got text messages, Facebook going through us, all these YouTube channels. Now you can't see this stuff, but we got the equipment that can pick it up, that can show that it exists. And it isn't a new creation, it was always here. So even when we deal with the electromagnetic spectrum that we live in, we only see a small little portion of light. This is why most people deal with eyeglasses. But you got X-rays going through us, different types of UV rays, gamma rays. All of this exists and always been here. When you look at the different writings of the ancients, and they was talking about these invisible forces, now we can make this connection today, what they was talking about. Magic is only magic when you don't know how it works. When you learn how it works, it's not magic no more. So even when we deal with prana, there was a man last night assisting that this is a miracle that people can do that. And I'm looking at him saying, this is no miracle. The more I teach this, the easier it is to teach. And it's so practical, you can apply these principles and also do the same thing. So this is a good age we're in as knowledge has increased. And this is for everybody now. The universe is user-friendly, and we have perfect bodies that actually is designed to coordinate with this perfect atmosphere we live in. See, everybody's living on prana, if you realize it or not. You just have to realize that this is the foundation of your life. You would die without breathing a lot quicker than food and also water. Now here in India, you got a big Jains community who do their prolonged fast every year. A light bulb should go off just on that. Now there's a difference between fasting and living on prana, but even fasting is amazing. Just to clean your body out, give it a rest, clean out the clarity of your thinking. And even in today's medical field, they're saying the importance of fasting right in the medical field. It's always been out, because even Benjamin Franklin back over 100 years ago said to quote, "The less you eat, the longer you live." This all goes back to Greece. They said the same thing. So you got to keep in mind that your best health remedies was always therapies. That's the greatest medical thing. There's many types of therapies. There's a therapy of being out on the beach. It heals you. Therapy of being out in the sun. That heals you. The greatest therapy is talking to somebody else, because we're also sources of energy for each other. See, this is what you're feeding off of. It's more than just physical food. Physical food is a byproduct of you living a healthy, therapeutic lifestyle. Is this making sense now? And another therapy is backing away from the table. There's many diet changes out there, but the best diet is not eating at all. And it's not even a diet. Even animals, when they don't feel well, they just stop eating by their nature. I seen a dog in Morocco got sick, and that's what he did. Laid under the sun every day, and about the third day his tail started wagging, he was back healed again, playing with his friends. This is something that we do naturally. Now, when you deal with the epidemic that's taking place now, of sickness, illness, and disease on the planet, and it's affecting everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of glad I was with a friend of mine who was had a financial good income, but yet and still he wanted to be food free. And I said, "Man, your income could be your curse." Right? So this is what you know, cycle. I said, "Oh boy, something to go through." But we're just bringing that up because there's always a flip coin to everything. Dealing with that symbology of the movie, and I'm just bringing this up, Batman and Superman. They was telling the story within that symbolically, and what it was saying that this knowledge catches both groups. You got Batman, who grew up in a wealthy family, but he spent his wealth seeking knowledge that would make him better and more super. He didn't play around. And then you got Superman, who was born poor, but he had these natural abilities. All he had to do was learn how to use them. So no matter what background you come from, this power and this knowledge is for everybody to utilize. Is this making sense? So you can't use excuses. "Oh, I was born in the wrong family. I ain't got the right resources." Right? Absolutely not. It's just a realization and the understanding of free energy. All right. So as we go on this path, I tell people what got me on this path was my health. I began to get overweight, being in a standard American lifestyle, 5 meals a day, maybe 10. And the food and my weight just kept going up and up and up. And I knew something was wrong for me to be that young to be feeling the way I did. But at the same time, everybody in my reality at the time, that was like normal. In a way, that was like showing prosperity. You should have a gut. You should have a round head and fill out. But I don't feel good. But they just thought that was normal. You catch diabetes at a certain time. Blood pressure just runs in the family. That was the mindset. So of course, when I went to the doctor when I felt bad, he was in the same boat. He was overweight too, so he just threw me the pills. He didn't even do a checkup. So we was all in bad shape where I was coming from. So luckily, I ran into somebody who was part of a vegan community, and he said, "Why don't you just leave meat alone?" I kind of felt that. Now, he used it through a scriptural way because at the time I was a minister in a church, and I had to break my belief system, just pray and you get healed. It had nothing to do with my behavior. That was ignorance again. So I knew I had to do something now, but I just needed the right knowledge to grasp. So sure enough, there's something that's in us when we really get desperate. The universe usually gives us the right people, the right resources, or set up the right event for us to go down that next path. So when this guy told me this, I said, wow, being desperate, I just stopped eating meat altogether. Now I didn't know no personal vegans, but this just goes to show you how frequencies and vibrations work. When I picked up that new lifestyle on my own, that put a frequency out. So all of a sudden, I started meeting all these vegan people. I didn't know there was vegans before. They were already around me, but as soon as you go into a level of knowledge you start meeting those type of people that's on the same knowledge. So anyway, I met this vegan community and I learned this whole world of food. Because keep in mind, a person who's still eating meat, they're wondering, what can you eat? You don't know that there's this whole vast world of food. And in that world of food, you can replace it and have it taste like anything you're eating now. Sentient, for instance, you can make it taste like roast, steak. That's like a dream for a meat eater going into veganism. You can make tofu taste like fish, all of this other stuff. So I tell people, even making different transitions, learn as much as you can so you can have a better and happier time. So then when I seen that I lost weight and my health got back in good standings and I really felt good, I wanted to check other types of diets. So I went into live and raw foods. And again, people just think that's just eating salads or just eating fruits. Boring. We want to stay on that. So again, I want to search the information. That's just how I am. To see how many things I can eat. And do you know you can replace everything you eat now with things that you don't need to cook? You can make pizzas without cooking them. You can eat live greens. You can make breads without cooking them. You can make burgers without cooking them. I learned so much in that world, I started to teach people how to do that. Because the more knowledge you have going into another diet change, you'll have fun, you'll have better replacements, and you'll be on that diet a lot longer to watch these energies grow. So now, I'm learning all of this, and I told you I ran into this young girl who said, there's people who don't eat. What? So immediately I checked on the knowledge, the information. There wasn't that much out at the time, but where I'm at now, the reason why I teach people this path, one of my prime passions is when I came into it, there wasn't that much information. And again, I want to make it just like going into veganism, learn as much as you can and make it fun. Just like live and raw foods, learn as much as you can and make it fun. The pranic journey is the same way. You want to have fun on this journey. It's not about beating up on yourself. Food tastes good. We're professional eaters. We're good at it. Absolutely. So to let food alone, you're either going to rebel, it's going to turn you off, all the way, even though it can be proven or it can exist. You don't want to hear that because there's foods that you enjoy. But when you understand that this is a health message, that's what prana is, because the doctor, what do he say when you come in his office and the numbers ain't coming out right? What are you eating? What is your habits? Are you drinking and smoking? Lose some weight. We start checking on the diet first. That's the standard procedure of the medical profession. That is a pranic message. So all of us, there's something you can pick and choose in each and every one of it. Now, if you don't feel like going totally food-free at this time, it's okay. But you're still on the pranic path, watching these energies, that's what they are, foods, what you're dealing with. Watching the outcome of how you put it into your body. And watching your health maintain itself and increase. Because anybody can say that being healthy or feeling good is a better way to enjoy the day. I don't care how much the sun is shining, what the weather is like. If you feel bad in the bed, that day don't mean a hill of beans. Am I right? So this is what the pranic journey is giving people to offer. And dealing in your life as you cut back on the meals, you watch yourself transform itself. There might be that time one day where you really want to explore your own personal human potential. So that's why this is so good to tell people you can live without food, because this takes the roof off of your already spiritual journey and you can take it further. Further where? Into your mind, into your consciousness. So your body is an extension of your mind. I'm looking at your thought process. When you look at a person's habits, that's showing their thought process. So now you learn that even the external environment is your mind. But that's hard to believe on a lower frequency. But the more you come onto this path, yes, you do create your reality. Everything about it, the people you meet, the events. You're like a transceiver. Not only you're transmitting as you hear my voice, you're also receiving all of this input. This is great, isn't it? But this thing has become a reality now, and as you're working with energies, that's what it's all about. That's what you're dealing with in life. you can start taking these subtle energies, smoothing them out more and more, and the more you stay in a principle, it will become more tangible. Is this making sense? We do it all the time. You get a cigarette smoker, the first time they smoke cigarettes, but the more they do it, they become good at it. Really good. A professional cigarette smoker. That's why I tell people, don't be hard on yourself when you try to break a habit. You became good at anything you're doing, whether it was negative or positive. And your mind processes everything, whether it is good or bad. That's what makes us into biocomputers. Just like a computer, it receives all its information from external stimuli. We do the same thing. Your neurons process that information based on your knowledge, based on your education, and that's going to determine how you respond to it. Is this making sense now? So once you understand you function just like a computer, all I'm giving you is another download. There was a time I had to get the download of veganism, what it is and what it wasn't. Once I got the download, I started operating on that level. Then I got the download of live and raw foods. Then I had to get the download of living on prana. You understand? These subtle energies. And there's more invisible forces that's affecting us than things that are visible. It's always been like that since time immemorial. Now we're going to start working with these invisible forces. And luckily, right now you got a lot of knowledge in this age we're living in. You got the knowledge from the West and the knowledge of the East actually coming together. They'll tell you that hemoglobin, which is your blood, draws energy to it. We're mostly water. That draws energy to it. So these are good things that we can really take advantage of. Now listen at this. Let's just get into food for instance. And how we say water attracts light. Well, we could do an experiment where we could take one of those plastic bottles, put a flashlight on it. Okay, what is that saying? But then we can poke a hole in it so the water can come out the side, but the beam of light, instead of keep going straight, it's going to follow the stream of water. So let's go into foods, for instance. There's some foods that have better water content than others. There's some food that blocks light, and there's some foods that bring light to the body. See, the thing about the pranic journey, this is making so good. Even though this leads to food freedom on its ultimate level, it teaches you how to eat again. This is heavy. We're not teaching you how not to eat. The problem in the West with the preventable diseases, they ate too much. They overate. They abused it. They have ignorance what food is. Food is just a toy or is there for enjoyment, and they got nothing to do with your survival. This is what we're waking you up about. You're being sustained by the life force energy that runs the universe. This is what you're coming back into. And depending on what program you got, that's what you're functioning off of. So as we get this new program, this is going to better your life, give you more options, and you're a hybrid now. Before you were just function off of, I ain't got no gas, just like a car. I'm not going nowhere. But now we got hybrid vehicles. If it run off of gas, you flick a switch, and it uses solar power. It uses electricity. You're going to start functioning the same way. But some people say, well, what do I got a digestive system for? Because you're a hybrid. You can either choose to go from the earth, get your substance, or you can choose dealing with the ether and the elements around us. This is the options that we have. You're transforming yourself from an earth animal to an air animal. You're becoming from a terrestrial means the terrain, the earth, to an extraterrestrial. And they got nothing to do with a green man on planet Earth. You're just opening up your extra senses. That's an extraterrestrial. Now you're utilizing these alien energies. What is that? The sun ain't on the earth. That's an alien force hitting the earth, affecting it. You're going to learn how to use these forces. Boy, this is all taking up way a lot of myth, isn't it? Oh, man. So we're not looking for little green men and stuff like this magic. We're going to use the stuff that we already have access to and learn how to use it. We got this flow of energy that's going through our body. And we all heard about the chakra system, especially being here in India. Your 7 chakras, coming from your root. And notice that they all are in alignment with your spinal cord. Now your spinal cord is where they get the word physician from, your psyche, it's inside of you. And your body always seeks to go back to its center. Every time you use the bathroom, your body is so user-friendly, it gets rid of enough toxicity in order to keep you alive. It's doing so many functions that we take for granted, because it loves you. And it's doing two things. It's in harmony with universal laws, that's what it does, or you wouldn't be here. And it's also obeying our wishes. Oh, you want to go to the nightclub again? All right, that's what it's saying. Right, but it does a good job. It takes us through it again. Okay, you drink all those drinks again and handled it. It got rid of enough alcohol at each hour to keep us alive. You know, just bringing that up. So it's been a good trooper for us. So you want to make friends with this connection again. Now your body and your mind is already one, but being on the lower frequencies, they seem so separate. So now it's sort of like you're driving a car. You want your car to go where you want it to go. You don't want the car to drive you. I want it to go over here and your car driving you over here. So that's how a lot of people are living in their body. Their body is driving them where they wanted to go. I just couldn't help it. The habit is stuck in there. And you don't have control over your vehicle. So these practices give you control of your vehicle again. So your body is a good servant, but it's a bad master. So it'll lead you down the road if you let it take off. It don't know no better, it's just searching pleasure and delight. That's what it does. So therefore, when you start disciplining it, you're disciplining it in new pleasure and delight, which is a far more better, because you'll feel better, healthier, gain more energy. It's a feeling. So this is the pranic journey, so we can take out the myth and bring in a reality what it is. It's just like when I woke up this morning, no, I didn't eat or drink nothing. Why should I? But I'm already into this cycle. This is natural. If anything, if I ate a breakfast, that's breaking your fast, because all of you is fasting last night. You already could go without food. The next thing I want to do is go take a nap. That's what's going to happen. It dumbs down your energy when your frequency get to a certain level. Now, I got the ability to do it. I didn't forget how to eat. Like I tell people, I know crystal clear how to be overweight. I did it before. I got the program. Matter of fact, I was teaching this young man how to gain weight, because he was like, I just can't gain weight. I can teach you how to gain weight. This is what you need to do. Don't give me that. I know we got different metabolisms, but I know how you can gain weight. But sure enough, to prove my point, he ended up getting married soon, and guess what? He gained weight. Right, more settled lifestyle, eating at the table, you get comfortable on the couch, flicking the channels, all right. We know what happens. But that's just part of life and another experience. But then again, you don't need to stay on those experiences, you understand. And everything we're doing, that's just what it is. We're all sort of like scientists. Like when I saw the little kid this morning, looking around, exploring everything new. And not only a young child will do that, you'll see puppies do that, kittens, they're exploring their environment. That's the scientists within us. And we were born, we were perfect mimickers. For him to learn his current language, all you're doing is listening to everybody. You ain't got to teach him in school, he's a mimicker. So therefore, we're all professional mimickers. We mimic our lifestyle, we mimic the education, we regurgitate it, didn't think about it, that's right. Right, they gave us the 4 food groups, eat 3 meals a day, that's right, that was the program. I'm educated now. Right, that's what happens. So we constantly mimic behavior, and we're good at it. So even when we get this new information about being food free or being on the pranic path, you are mimicking now the new information coming out. The information I usually tell people to get started, that meditation is the foundation. Why? Because your body, here's our little scientist. Why? Because our bodies is good conductors of energy. Being in this realm, even though a person will recognize it at first, you live in an electrical magnetic universe. All physical matter gives off, has its own electromagnetic field. And our fields affect one another. That's why you can run into somebody, they'll say something, I was just thinking about that. We're already reading each other's minds, picking up each other's thoughts. There's times you can feel a situation ain't bad, It will tell you to leave. You picked up the energy field of that situation. So we already know this stuff is going on. But not only that, this is a good age we live in. They got equipment now that can prove that takes place. And even dealing in the scientific arenas, like people try to say, prove food freedom and this and that. Well, we got people who already did the test. The last guy who just did it recently, I was just in Israel, that was Ray Moore. But there's more going to be coming out. And due to the circles I'm in, like I tell people, don't you think I tracked this already and know these circles? Absolutely. There's 2 scientists that was in Italy, for instance, and they actually go to Breatharian retreats to see how they are. It takes people's weight before and after. They even put themselves through it just to catch you up to date. So it ain't so much that they don't know that this exists. Due to the protocol of how things work, is how do you explain it? Because there's some things that are still explainable in a lot of things. Knowledge is always changing. So you got user-friendly people who are using and trying to figure out what these energies is about. It's sort of like one of the main medications that's out now, or always been, is a placebo. Nothing but a sugar pill, but it's still effective today, and even science can't explain why it works. So instead, of course, they could say a placebo is the best pill you should take. You can't say that due to it don't make sense. You really got more concrete answers why things work. So people are working together to bring more information out more than ever. So even the information that I'm giving is basically my own experience and telling you how powerful a holistic lifestyle is. Let's take negative ions, for instance. Nature gives off negative ions. Being next to the beach, or on the beach, being out in the forest, being next to rivers. So these ions that it gives off automatically betters the health a lot more. You'll start burping and yawning as soon as you get out there, start healing more. So therefore, and this is also in the science arenas that shows that being too much under air conditioning, your house lights, that affects the health because it gives off positive ions. Being too much under that frequency harms the body. I had a winter time where I was writing a book, so I was constantly in front of the computer every day, especially watching my YouTube videos, playing video games. But still, my eyesight started to get worse. So again, my old frequency was saying, well, I guess age is catching up with you. So I'm also into long distance biking or cycling. So I set this trip to come up in the spring. So when the spring came, I got my bike together and went out on my trip. So when I went to go get my map, I'm also looking for my glasses. But then I looked at the map and I could see everything. Whoa, I didn't even look for the glasses. Now I was only 10 miles into that trip, being out in the nature riding. And I could see, and all through the trip, I didn't need the glasses no more. That's the power of nature again. Once I took my body out of that one routine situation, got used to the computer every day, sitting there, I needed to get out in the nature so it can automatically heal you by its nature. Your body automatically coordinates with it. So therefore, I had to scold myself. You know better than that. We can talk this information, but applying it is a whole other thing. I've been knew I shouldn't have been in front of that computer like that. But that just shows you could fall into a habit anytime. So just like you can open up your energy centers, open up your chakras, we constantly always can close them. There's indications when you know they're closed. Now I'm going to get into this. Because a woman did ask me last night, how do you know when your chakras are open? That's a good question, isn't it? And now the knowledge is user-friendly. I'm going to go over the 7 chakras, and I'm going to give you the indicators if they're open or closed. Because they affect all of our life, because our life is energetic. Now we've been learning, today they use the word, everything has its own electromagnetic field. And this field that covers our body changes whatever we thought, what we put in our body, and also our actions. It's constantly fluctuating itself. Now what humans got to understand is it's your responsibility to work on your electromagnetic field. That's why the electrical healing, they used to say, your electrical body gets affected before it shows up in the physical. There's truth to that now. We can see that. Now these different fields is in layers. Now they've been telling us that in metaphysics. Okay, if they're telling the truth. Now we can see that. Because not only there's an electromagnetic field covering my body, your liver has its own electromagnetic field, your kidney has its own. So it's like a layers of fields over fields. Even a small cell of your body is like its own person. It uses the bathroom, it eats, it does all this, and it communicates with other cells to see what it's supposed to do. And it has a lifespan. That's why every time you take a shower in a bath, those dead cells, the new ones, just gave birth. So therefore, they must be having also sex. They're actually reproducing themselves. So you live in a sexual body. This is heavy now. This is sexual energy cultivation. When you understand you're constantly regenerating yourself on a daily level, and there's even proof now saying at the end of the year, sort of like 95 to 80% of your cells of your body totally replace themselves. Now, is that taking place? Why is a sickness or a bruise still there? Because you're catering to the same thought, and you're catering to the same habit. You didn't get rid of it. Back when I was overweight, I had a mark on my leg. Man, what is that? Is that cancer? As soon as I changed my lifestyle, started to get in new habits and everything, your skin is an organ. The mark removed itself. So everything that you're dealing with regenerates itself. But you must get into that regenerative process. And I know you heard about 7 to 9 years or like a whole nother person. So these are the cycles that we're up under. I'm giving you all this information because this is what the whole pranic journey is talking about. You're becoming more educated on your biology and your relationship to the environment. There is no in-between. It's not going to change. It don't matter what invention we come up with or nothing. Now, to go back to those negative ions that nature gives, that's what scientists did. They made a negative ion machine. That's people who live in the corporate jobs and stuff. They can buy these machines. They help them with the negative ions. They help them with their health. But this is what the scientists said who created it. All you had to do is free. Go outside and go into nature. That's the truth of the matter. And even though they made that machine, it still is not more powerful than the natural. You understand? That's just like a jump starter. You can look these up on the internet. You can order them yourself. This is how user-friendly stuff is. Now, to show you this isn't new on how we work with energy. Remember that movie, The Matrix? And they had that one part in the first Matrix where he was supposed to go to the nightclub and he gave these people this disc. A lot of people don't know what that interaction meant. That was a drug he gave them. But that was a drug dealing with frequencies. This isn't far-fetched. That's the new culture. Now, due to the circles I've been in, I ran into this. Now, one time I was at this school, and you know that Ritalin drug that people take, that children take to help them from being hyper, going all over the place? Have you ever heard of that, Ritalin? Well, in America, they're good at it. A child is real hyperactive, running all over the place, so they're giving them this drug to cool them down. So I went to this one school where they wasn't taking it physically. They had it in the lights. They give the frequency and it dumbed down the behavior. This isn't new. Whether it was good or bad, this knowledge is already being conducted. So then I was in Australia. I met a couple one time who gave their daughters smart drugs. This is what takes place. Nothing but frequencies again. But last but not least, as I tell you this information, one time I had this community center, and this woman brought me this machine called a harmonic translator. That's what it was called back then. Now, mind you, this was over 15 years ago. So it's kind of like a box, and you hook it up to your laptop or your computer. And what it does is it'll show a human body there and show you the frequency coming off of it. And you had a place where you can put your thumb on the machine, or you could take a piece of your hair, put it in there, and it will monitor the energy field coming off of your body. It will tell you where the aches is at, the pains is at, and then it will turn around and tell you what herb will be better for that particular pain or illness. Once you see it on the computer, you push the button on what you want to do, and it sends the frequency of that herb to the location of your body. That already existed. Now, to make this user-friendly, so what I'm saying, because I look at people saying, you need to get caught up where we at in this information. You're actually behind. You can order this personally for yourself. They got all different types of them now. They don't cost much either. That one back then was $1,500, so that's, dollars back then, so it's outdated now. They got smaller ones, more efficient. So we've been dealing with frequencies. We're dealing with it all the time. So just like you can send an herb to somebody through a frequency, you can send it through an email. So that's why when the healers was telling you I could send you healing through a TV or this and that, we already been doing that. On my YouTube channel, I got groups now where I do a retreat, and we send energy through the video to show them the power of it. When people get it on the other end, they feel it. We recorded it. You understand? This is a magical universe. When you get on the pranic path, you're going to become an advanced energy worker. That's bottom line. That's all I'm doing. I'm working with energies. You're doing the same thing, but now you're upping your game. You're getting caught up where everybody else was at. Uh-oh, this making sense now, huh? Because knowledge do not hit everybody at the same time. It's like a domino effect. Back when Custer's last stand was taking place in America, they was up there building the big Manhattan Bridge going across New York. You understand? A cowboy and Indian fight over here, there's an Eiffel Tower over here. Whole different lifestyles. So, this is just catching us up on this knowledge. So dealing on this pranic path again, bringing more energy into your body. Let's just take it to basics 101. A person that say I'm low on energy. So when they start doing diet and exercise, after a while they'll tell you my energy increased. They brought more prana into the body. That's just the basics. Now food comes more in the form of just physical matter, or energy does. This is what we have to understand. So that's why I was telling you about these other frequencies on how people are working with those now. Sending you this and that through a frequency. That's what it's all about. So, whether it's an apple or apple juice, the behavior of the atoms is still there. Well, the behavior of the atoms change, but the molecules are still the same. But now we're going to the gas levels, being a breatharian or Elitom, whatever word they want to use. This is getting good. Now I'm going to come with another approach, so I won't keep repeating the same thing. We are beings to stand upwards on two legs. This is kind of a new invention. That's why we have back problems still and stuff like this. But we stand upwards. So by its nature, gravity is constantly pulling down on us. Now this is a good thing because being creatures that walks on two legs, this body is good for energy conservation. We are the longest walking animal on the planet. Wow, that's powerful, ain't it? So just like the cheetah is the fastest running animal, if a cheetah can't beat a poodle in running, what will we say? The cheetah must be sick. So if you can't walk that long, that must be what? Your potential is not there. There's a sickness taking place. So once you understand that this is just human potential again, because there's tribes right now that will actually chase down an elk or a gazelle. They can't outrun it, but they'll track it. And every time the gazelle go and try to go for breath, here they come again, they'll start running. Then they'll get to the point it can't run no more, and they just walk straight up on it. They know that they're the longest walking animal on the planet. What makes us different than other animals is our skin. We actually perspire to cool ourselves off when we get overheated. Other animals can't do that. That's why they could actually track down that gazelle just by walking. He got to breathe out of his mouth. A dog does that. That's why you can walk longer than all of them. You have things going on for you that's different than other animals. Which is good when you learn how to use it. So people ask me all the time, well, if you're breatharian and don't eat, do you still perspire? Yes, it's at a whole nother level. All this is here for is to regulate, to keep your temperature inside at a consistent rate. That shows you're healthy. I believe for the system in America, it was 98 point something. If it goes over that, it'll cool you off through sweat. If it goes under that, it'll make it shake to bring more kinetic energy to keep you warm. Our bodies does this by its nature. It automatically does it with the system, so we can maintain that particular frequency. So, Since we're learning this about ourselves, when our ancestors was migrating, making these different migrations across the planet, this is what they had in their favor. They was the longest walking animals, for number one, and for number two, they were the animals who could go without food the longest. They ain't always running the food when they was migrating. They just waited for the next meal till they come upon it. Now there's an old joke that they used to say, and this was the joke. You had these aboriginals who was living a life of hunting and gathering. So this person who was used to an urban lifestyle was living with them, spending time with them. So they was going on a long hike or a trek. So they wasn't taking food with them. And the guy from the urban place was like, wait a minute, we ain't taking no food. They laughed at him, we don't need to take no food. The earth provides. So he's going along with them, trusting them. So day one, they have no food. He said, man, we're going to die. They said they laugh at him. No way, the earth will provide. It always does. Day two, there's no food. So he's really sweating. We're going to die. What y'all doing? We ain't got no food. Y'all crazy. They're laughing at him. Then day three came along. They ran upon some food. And it was a buffalo that was already, desecrated, but they came upon it. So they start cooking the buffalo, eating it, having a good time. And the guy who was from the urban, we finally got some food. So he just eating it all up. But he ate so fast and ate so much he was sick. Everybody else laughing at him. But the moral to that story is that the earth always provides what you need. You don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to get in that routine. Somewhere along the line, we was eating every day like you're supposed to. If you don't, you can't last. Then they went into 3 meals a day. This is what being healthy. And that's not the case at all. Right now you got a revolution where people are reversing that. Eat less, live longer. And when you deal with this preventable sickness disease that's happening in first world countries, again, we ate too much. So just like the earth can regenerate itself, now we got another problem, going green, pollution. Now the earth can regenerate itself, no problem. But what's happening is we're making too much pollution too fast to where it don't have enough time to regenerate itself. So it's the same way on an individual level. Your body can handle toxicity. That's what it was designed for. But you're doing it too much. Is this making sense? It can handle it too much. So even dealing with the Breatharian or pranic levels, like we say, you don't forget how to eat. You can have a good time picking and choosing. Your body can handle that easy. That's why a person will say, I could go drink a cappuccino now. I don't need to worry about if it's healthy or not. That little bit don't mean nothing. That's child's play. So this gives you more freedom altogether. So now, being on this food level like this, once you understand you already have these abilities in you, you're the longest walking animal, and you're also the animal that could go the longest without eating food. Now what also makes you unique is you can make a plan. This is how smart we is. We can do some incredible things with ourselves. You become a bodybuilder if you had the will. You can learn how to run a marathon. You can learn a new craft. You can learn music. You can learn calculus. Anything you put your mind to, you can learn it because you can make a plan. But just like when you're learning something, what do we all deal with? Repetition to download that new practice. You just don't learn a song one day and then don't play it no more and you got the song. You practice. I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice. Pretty soon you become better at it. In the beginning, you didn't even know you could do that. This is what the pranic journey is talking about. Of course you can't live without food right now. There's a practice to take place to where you become good at it. It'll become second nature. And it starts with one day. Of course it'll be hard that one day. I usually tell people when I started fasting, I ate my best meal before the fast started, and after it was over, I went for my best meal. But I was just happy I went on 24 hours. Over a period of time, I didn't have to do that no more. It became easy. I was mowing the yard on the day I was supposed to be fasting. Now I could be around other people and don't get irritable. I got so used to that new habit, that new practice, it was now part of me, just like a skill. I was talking to a musician not too long ago, and I talked to him in musical language so he can understand the pranic message. Wow, because we are giving off music. Not only everything vibrates, if it's vibrating, it's giving off a sound. So you're changing your sound frequency to come off of you when you make these changes. These are subtle things, but now these practices start making sense. Like I told you, I didn't meet other vegans until I became a vegan. That means that new sound was coming off of me, even though I didn't hear it with my ears. And like right now, I meet other breatharians all the time. That new sound is coming off of you, a new vibration. So we're working with these things. But again, just because something is invisible, it's easy to violate or forget universal laws. So the first thing you want to do is start educating yourself as much as possible. You ain't got to believe me. That's not what this message is about. Learn how frequencies work, vibrations, learn what foods does, the different frequencies they give off, and then since you like a scientist, just like that little kid, you never forgot that curiosity. This is a laboratory that you have at your disposal. Start working with yourself on these new energies. This making sense now. You're going to see that your energy will increase, your health will increase. That shows you that it's working. Now let's go back into the chakra system again. How do you know if they're open or closed? This flow of energy. Now your first chakra is your physical body. See, dealing on this education on how we do it now, we like to separate things. The physical body is different than the emotional body, it's different than the mental body, it's different than the spiritual body, but it's all one body. This is my mental body. This is my spirit. I'm a spirit. This is what you see. This is light. All you see is light. You're in a realm of light, so everybody you see is a light being. Even the dog, you understand? That's all you see. So therefore, when you learn this knowledge, everything is one to get you out of that fragmented thought. So, your first chakra, what they say is your root chakra, is your sexual energy. Now don't be scared of that word that I just used as sex. We just think about, that. We're talking about a regenerative force, a creative force. The reason why we all here is because of that force. You understand? Our mother weaved us a body to live in. We came out of our father, through that seed grew and developed. This is the tree of life. Wow. So, you were born of sex. You were born of the sexual waters. And that's why your body always making new cells. They're constantly regenerating or they're having sex. But it's not evil no more. Nature is sexual. So a healthy body is the sexual body. When your health starts improving, you start feeling sexual again, healthy again. The goals go hand in hand because the blood flow is back online. Is this making sense? So your first chakra, when you know it's open or being open, you'll feel healthy. That's the indication. When you're not healthy, that shows it's closing or it's closed. That's an indication. Your second chakra, that deals with personal relationships. Whether it be, with your spouse, your children. So that determines how the relationship is going. If the relationship is going sour, sometimes it's due to a chakra being closed. That's the indication. You feel they irritated you that day. So the saying is people irritating you or are you already irritated? Is this making sense? This is the indication that chakra is open or closed. Third chakra, your solar plexus. Notice it's right above your stomach. This is the great plexus. This deals with mental clarity. What you eat affects the way you think. That's why they say this is your second brain. 90% of your diseases begin in the colon. That's why fasting will benefit you one day a week. Even in the medical field, they're agreeing on fasting. And even if you were to go to get a checkup with a doctor right now, he'll tell you at least don't eat or drink nothing for 12 hours. So we can get better readings. This affects everything in the body, mainly our thinking. So this is what the way you think. If you want to think more clearly through things or have cognitive thinking skills, it pays to watch your diet or eating very little. Co-regulation. This is how you know if it's open or closed. Boy, my mind is just foggy today. That's how you know. This gets good. Fourth chakra. That's the longest energy center coming out from the body. And again, they got equipment that can see your electromagnetic field coming off your body. And there's even a scientific research team that you can look up on the internet that monitors that, because heart disease is one of the biggest things in America. That means that chakra is affected. But that chakra deals with how you look at the world. If you look at the world like how I talk, you know, people got hope. Everywhere I go is beautiful. I meet beautiful people everywhere I go. That's the truth. But that also is the indication my chakra's open. When the world is dark, man, humanity ain't got a chance. Boy, everybody just bad. That's an indication how you're looking at the world, but that chakra is dictating how you see it. Now this is what gets good. Your voice chakra. Have you ever had a person had a problem? They talked long enough that they talked their own solution. We all do it, because we know what the problem is, right? Remember I said your body's hooked up with universal laws, and it always tells the truth. It tells you what chakras are open or closed. So when you say to a person, how your day going today? Man, my body's hurting, I'm sore. They just told you the first chakra's closed. It tells you what's wrong. What chakra's open or closed. How you feeling today? Me and the old lady got into another fight. Me and the kids ain't getting along. The second chakra's closed. It just told it. Bing. All you got to do is listen to a person. They tell you what chakras are open or closed. Now again, if you say, how you doing today? Man, I'm feeling good. And me and the old lady going out tonight, you know, everything going good. The first and second chakra's open. This is how you know a person is talking. What's wrong with them? Which energy is flowing? If it's flowing bad, they're going to speak it. If it's flowing good, they're going to tell you. All you got to do is listen. Third chakra, clarity of thought. They're stuck between decisions. You know, it's unclear. But when you got a good colon health, you have better clarity of thought. You have better cognitive thinking skills. I was surprised one time when I went to a doctor's office and they asked a person about their cognitive thinking. They connected it with health. Because if you have bad health, it's hard for you, cognitive thinking is thinking things through clearly, from point A to point B. Some people ain't got that good thinking skill. A lot of it is attached to health. So when a person is thinking with clarity, they're speaking clear about a goal, about something that they're into. It's crystal clear. Wow, this is something ain't it? All you got to do is listen. Number 4, the fourth chakra. That's when the world is dark. A person is talking to there's no hope. Every time you talk to them, they're negative. That's an indication. Or you can even catch yourself as you're talking. I do it all the time. Uh-oh, that chakra's clogged up. I listen to myself. Because who do you have the most conversation with all the time? Yourself. We talk to ourselves all the time. That's your biggest conversation piece. So listen to yourself more. It'll tell you what chakras is clogged up in you. Man, I don't feel good. Look at that voice, chakra's clogged up. Let me go open it. As soon as you open it, this is the power to know what chakra is what. You're going to feel better. As soon as you open it, you're looking at the perception of the world differently. So the way you look at the world is how you're going to be talking about it. Wow, this is heavy now. Now let's go into the third eye. And I know a lot of people make money off of opening up your third eye. How do I open up my third eye? It's not going to be open if these ones below it is closed. Energy love to rise upwards. That's why in Egypt you see your pharaohs with your serpent. They say their third eye is open because they understood that the other ones must flow in order for this one to be open. And this is when your psychic abilities catch online. Uh-oh, this ain't far-fetched. This is where the word physician comes from. You're picking up things a lot better. You're picking up people's thoughts and ideas. A person says, I was just thinking at it, you just said it. Right. You're in tune. You're in tune more when these are in tune. This is how you open it. And it's your responsibility again to keep them open. Just like they can open, they can close. And how can we close them? Behavior. Not meditating. Right. The foods we eat. It won't take long. That's how sensitive it is. We are an energetic being. And last but not least, your cosmic chakra. When we do these meditations, your thalamus is like an antenna. It's only going to let so much energy in that you can handle. Is this making sense? It ain't going to give you too much because it'll kill you. Your body loves you. So when you meditate, you're opening up that gap more and more. In some teachings, I don't, probably here in India, they say you have a silver cord. Have you ever heard that? Where there's this energetic connection that's taking place, and what you're doing is making that silver cord bigger and bigger the more you meditate. And there's all types of techniques on how to do that. You can speed up the pace of your ascension. One of them, Leonard Orr, got that book called The Ascension Manual. He talks extensively about it. But now, since I'm bringing this to your forefront, now when you pick up these books, it's going to make a lot more sense what I'm talking about and how you can work for it. It's not far-fetched no more. So, this determines how much cosmic energy is coming into the body. If this is all clogged up, it ain't going to bring that much in. If this is running smoothly, this is what the story of Shiva and Shakti is talking about. I believe Shakti is trying to come up to meet with Shiva. The inner energy, the internal, is flowing. How it flows upwards is going to determine how Shiva, I get them mixed up, how he's flowing downwards so they can meet. When that connection comes, you should be self-sustaining. This is the whole science behind it. This light, for instance, dealt with the male and female coming together plus the ground, or the light won't come on. That switch to cut it on. There's meditations as I take you more advanced, where you'll take your tongue and put it out the roof of your mouth. So it can make an energy connection. You got energy flowing in the front and energy flowing in the back. So usually when I take people in a microcosmic orbit, I teach that at my retreats, we start working with the tongue. Now here in India, you heard about your mudras, right? These are energy connections. And then even got organs that is going to you that you can look up. This will go to the heart. This will go to the, the liver and stuff like this. This actually works. You're an energy being. But now this will get you more into the game. Your body is also hooked up with the season changes. That's why during the season changes, that's when you see people catching colds and flus. That's when you should clean yourself out, because if the atmosphere change, you change. But let's go even deeper than that. Your hand, for instance. Spring comes first. So usually people activate this energy center. Spring is short. Summer comes next, and it's usually a lot longer. See how that finger is longer? So practitioners will go to this during the summer. Boom, is working with the energies of the summer forces within the body. Fall, it starts to fall back downwards. Here we go. So in the fall season, they're using this, because you're also in a yearly cycle. Everything's regenerating itself. Winter time is a lot shorter. So in the winter time, they're at this mudra. All of this start making sense now. Why people is doing things at certain times. You're getting more educated. This is where the energy is going in the body. Now they got a martial art called Denmark. Any of y'all ever heard that? Well, martial arts, we always see the physical taking place. But China is famous for its chi exercises, building up the internal energy. If the internal energy is not strong, they say your kung fu is no good. Because over a period of time, your physical is going to give out. But the energy will keep growing and growing. That's why you can see an older master could take down somebody in their 20s. It's more than just technique. His energy, he'd been in it so long, it got stronger and stronger dealing with his electrical field. That's why in the first years of going into martial arts, you'll see the young students like this for hours. They're building up their internal energy. That's why I'm showing y'all Qigongs now. When the internal energy gets stronger, bring more energy to the body, then we can go into more fun stuff. This is dealing with the food path now. You start watching what you put in your body, and the more you can deal with your internal energy, it's going to determine how you're using your body externally. Now, to go back to what I'm saying, they got a martial art called Denmark, a true martial art. The practitioner studies the energy centers on his body, so of course it's going to tell me about your body. Dealing with fire 12 hours in a day. There's a reason why we got that, 24 hours. Every 2 hours, there's an influx of energy from the movement of the sun going to different organs in the body. But that's where we get our eternal clock. This is why you wake up the same time every day. You don't know why. You could condition yourself to do another hour. Your body picked up that new clock. But anyway, you might have 2 hours where the energy is at the heart. The next 2 hours, it'll be at the kidneys. The next 2 hours, it'll be at the liver. So there's this internal clock that goes in your body. This is why on higher level knowledge I say, don't eat at night. You understand? That will improve your health. That's when your body's shut down to do other things besides it shouldn't be occupied trying to do what you wanted to do right now. Absolutely not. So this started making sense on bringing more prana into the body. So anyway, going back to those practitioners, you can use the energy for good or bad. Say if you were to call me for energy healing, and it's about, we set up the appointment at 4 o'clock. For me, by me knowing that time it might be in your kidney, when I'm doing an energy healing, I will start at that area because all energy in your body affects the other energy flow. You understand? That's just more knowledge. Or if your kidneys, that's where it's hurt at. I'll set the appointment to 4 o'clock because I know that's where the energy is going to be at. We can work with that to heal you. Now, the evil part of it is, if you're a martial artist and you're fighting somebody at a certain time of day, you know that the energy is in the heart. My whole thing is to try to strike you in that area to take the energy out of there. No. Right. Once the energy goes, your energy will leave quicker. That ends the fight. That's why you'll see certain moves in martial arts. They're going to move, boom, 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 boom. Okay, you're protecting your energy centers. You know, and they're going moves like this, boom. Because if somebody hit me in the armpit, there's a channel that actually goes to the heart. You can kill somebody by hitting them here. You'll see them do moves like this. They're protecting the head. You know, when a baby is soft, but it's still, you can affect the energy center if you hit somebody here. So every move has a method while they're doing it. So therefore, working with energy again. Now you ain't got to use it for that, but you must learn this stuff health-wise while your lifestyle, while you're doing things a certain way. That's where the energy's at. Uh-oh, this is all making sense now, ain't it? And even in astrology, the Aries is the head, the Leo is the heart. Then when it gets to a certain level, the energy falls below the waistline. Springtime comes back up because it comes back again. Like a spring that springs back, boom, boom, the energy is going back to the top of the head. So this is why they say knowledge is hidden in plain sight. The knowledge is here right in front of the masses, but they don't know how to interpret these things that's in front of you. So even dealing with the Hindu culture or whatever, the Indian culture, this knowledge from your ancestors, they've been telling you about this, but you have not been interpreting it properly. So even when I talk about Kriya Yoga, about the 3rd level, they're talking about food freedom just at that level. And that's just from purifying the body from toxicity. Nothing big and far-fetched. This makes sense now, don't it? But like I said, somebody must have ripped that page out. We don't want to look at that. So all of these is meant for us right now. They left a good map behind. Because like myself, everywhere I go, I can say like when I was in Egypt, that's food freedom, that's longevity, it's telling you. All of these stories. But we can start applying them in our lives. So therefore, when you start learning these set times and cycles, when to eat or not to eat, that's why living in the Pranic journey is saying you don't need to eat at all, or that's what you should be doing. But it's telling you how to eat, how to regulate it, or if you choose to, you can go a very long time without eating, or you could go off indefinitely. That depends where you want to take your spiritual walk. Is this making sense? This is true freedom. Freedom is when you take health back into your own hands. Just like we made ourselves sick, you can make yourself healthy again. That's all it is. But that's what empowerment is all about. It's sort of like I tell people on all levels about energy. And you got to start talking to people real. Main one is relationship problems. You know how people get, I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm not a relationship counselor. But then when I come back on them and talk to them for real, first of all, every relationship is energetic. You know exactly who you're choosing, but you just want to have a certain experience while you're choosing that person. So when you start being truthful with yourself, that's what energy you're going to manifest to you. It's no change, it's all a thought again. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich. Any of y'all read that before? By Napoleon Hill? Think and Grow Rich. In this book, I bought it in a bookstore in the financial section. That's where it was at. Not the metaphysical section. Financial section, I got that book. In that book, it don't have not once how to deal with physical finances. They don't tell how to start a bank account, how to start a business. It's a philosophy. And it's talking about how to apply knowledge. There's a chapter in there that's talking about sexual energy, and it's talking about chakras. In that book, that's connected with finances. This is what they're telling you. That's why they say health equals wealth. We don't know what that means. We just think, okay, I feel good. You get sick, you miss a day of work. You get sick, you can't think of nothing more creative no more. That shuts you down. You get healthy, it brings back that creative force. Matter of fact, you become a genius. I'd be surprised at some of the things I come up with. I'm a genius. Right, the energy's flowing. You should come up with good things. I even made a song one time. I was in Morocco for 5 days up on the mountain. I actually made a song, really got it recorded, just do it on the internet for fun and just start selling. People was buying it. I said, I did that. A genius. That song came out of nowhere, but I'm just saying, that's what mode of thought and confidence you would get into and everything's flowing. Wow. It was a mantra. I love me, oh yes I do. That's all I was singing over and over again. That made somebody's day. So these sources of energy, what is the sources of energy? Now on the 3D level, okay, the sun, we live in the electromagnetic field of the sun. That's the source of energy. We're feeding off of it. Another source of energy is the earth. We're living on it. There's electrons constantly flowing upwards. Take advantage being barefooted sometimes. You ain't got to go all the time, but feel that energy. Make that connection. It betters your health. That's your source. Then we got the plants and animals. Now, without even getting in the diet or what to eat or not to eat, that's the source of energy. We're not saying it's not. It's just at a different frequency, a lower frequency of what we're talking about. But that's the source of energy. Let's get into people. Friends, family, that's a source of energy. No man's an island. You understand? And then, to show you this, the reason why we're here again is because of a man and a woman coming together. Two sources made a creation. So not only you're a creation, you're also a creator. You're in creation, and you're also creating things. So you are a source of energy for other people. You feed other people, whether it's what? Creatively, supportively, or selfishly. That comes with the package. Not saying that's good or bad, but we do it. So you're always aspiring somebody, whether it's a message you give, a smile, giving out a blog, whether it's personally or long distance. I feel good sometimes when somebody say they read my book and it really helped them. Never met them in my life, but I affected them just by them picking up the information that came out of my head. You understand? So you are a source of energy to others. So when you're dealing with energy flow and these different hierarchies of energy, this is what you're dealing with on a total pranic path. And what you're saying about gaining back your own power, I'm going to get my source of energy instead of from an animal. I don't need to go there no more. He got his energy from the earth and other sources. I don't need to go to a plant. I know how he got his energy, from the sun, from the earth, from the water. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going straight to the source of energy. I'm living in the sun. Your body's, they already told you to make vitamin D. They just told you that to scratch the surface. It's doing a whole lot more than that. Nobody need to tell you. You even get depressed if you're in a winter climate. They got big depression take place in those parts of the world. Suns haven't been out in a while. The sky is gray. You feel better when there's more sunlight out, cheerful. Right, absolutely. That's a source of energy that's doing a whole lot more than we could think about. So prana is opening you up again, your consciousness. But mentally and physically take advantage of these things. It's a nice day. I can't wait to get out and take my walk and say hi. That's nourishment. Right. So you're skipping the middleman. But again, when you talk about food freedom, when you're working with yourself and when you're working with other people, just by listening on how I'm applying it, you can better give people an education on what it is, and it will break the ignorance that will change the whole collective consciousness of the planet. See, every time you make a change, you're living in this electromagnetic field. It affects you, but you're also affecting it. Is this making sense? That's why they got that thing called the 100 monkey effect. When the monkey was washing the dishes, and pretty soon the other monkeys start washing stuff. That's true. We do it to each other all the time. For instance, when I left America, I got my Facebook thing. My friends and stuff, I always kept them as my friends. Don't force nothing on each other. That's why we're good friends. I like you just the way you are. So those are the friends I grew up with. Now, of course, to hear my message of food freedom, I didn't have to run it on them different diet changes, and I didn't stay separated from them. That's what people in spirituality think they gotta do. Now, of course, I didn't hang out with them every day because I got a different lifestyle. But when the Super Bowl go down, I would show up. I'm still one of the boys. Right? That's what they appreciate is respect you more. And I met somebody one time who's so-called spiritual. You was actually with your friends last night? They're my friends I grew up with. They love me just the way I am. Right. And they're going to be here. They was here before you got here and be here after you was here. That's the truth.
So why is our food a memory to us?
What is that? What?
Why is the food a memory?
Oh, well, that's going into more. Have you ever heard of that Vipassana meditation? Did I pronounce it right? Vipassana? Vipassana. Now I'm going to use that meditation as a platform. That's a good meditation because you're sitting there with yourself. All these thoughts is coming up. Then pretty soon thoughts will come up that you thought you forgot about. You're observing it. You don't want to become part of it. Now, just to hit that, that's what all meditations kind of deal with. This will just take you more deeper into it to say you're going to spend more time in that area. But every time you meditate, that's what's taking place. That's your subconscious body. And every past memory and experience you had is in the body. See, there's truth to hypnosis. Just remember, try to remember. Now remember, your body is picking up everything even though you ain't consciously picking it up. There could be a mouse that could look around the corner and look at you. Your body remembered that, even though you didn't see it consciously. That's when the sun is coming out, when you start getting more sensitive, and you probably feel it now, you can feel when it start coming up. The sun is up. You can feel when the moon will start coming up, because your body is in track with all energy movement. So to go back to this is a true story. There was a woman who started taking up yoga. She was overweight, living a certain type of life, so she started to do something different. So she started really liking this, being consistent, seeing these changes take place. So then she decided to add diet along with it. So changes really took place. She began to lose weight, feel a lot better, look totally different. Now she wanted to get down to a certain weight, but couldn't get past this one weight. Now she even increased her yoga, and she even increased her fasting, and increased her diet changes. It still wouldn't get her past this weight. Physical was out of the physical now. What kept coming up was when she went through a divorce with her husband. That was the weight she was stuck at, is when she went through that divorce. It was now stuck in her body. When she dealt with that through some type of therapy or meditation to get over that, once she finally got over it and resolved it with herself, that's when she was able to lose weight. So these memories, everything you do, put a memory in your body. So that memories is resurfacing. That's why a person will learn they're eating out of emotions. You're just eating out of memory. You're just rotating to the foods that you maybe already open it up and enjoy. Remember I said about my pet rats when I got them? When I got them, they only knew the food that was in the pet store. That was the memory they had. They didn't know what other food was. So I could keep it right there. They didn't know what it was. But the day they tasted it and found out what that was, they ain't want their other food no more. I couldn't even buy it no more. It did no use. I want that. That built a new memory, a new sensation. That's what I want. See, every time, the reason why food tastes so good, there's an reward center in our brain. I got a video talking about this, that you are under a great obstacle course. It gives off a chemical called dopamine, oxytocin. That's an award. People get it from drugs. They get it from alcohol because your body feeds off of stimuli. Sex is number one. That's the biggest stimuli. This is why in that book, Think and Grow Rich, they hold a whole chapter talking about sexual energy. And it wasn't born physical. In India, they talk about brahmachari, sexual cultivation. But that's going deeper, talking about the energy and the power of it, if you can tell what they're talking about. You got to go past just that little physical stuff. But anyway, it all leads back to the brain again, back to the mind. So anyway, your brain seeks for this reward. That's all it's doing. That's where the memory's coming from. And dealing with, say, lunchtime, that's when you eat, it starts giving off that chemical before you even tasted the food. It remembers what it's supposed to taste like. That's why in my journey when I liked avocados and I tasted it and it tasted the same before, the enjoyment before I went through that was that chemical was letting loose. I'm going to go get my avocados. But when I tasted it, it went against now how I'm feeling. That's what the turn off was. It was no more pleasure because the chemical didn't let off. So that's what it's all about, these chemical reactions that let off, why our body had these memories. So when you get into those meditations like Vipassana and the rest of them, you're dealing with those memories, just understanding this energy. It will move if you just observe it. It's not part of you. That brings more light into the body. And dealing with when Buddha hit enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, that's what he was talking about. His enlightenment came from him dealing with the past memories of him living that life. But this was what's good. Not only are you dealing with your own memories, your information came from your parents. All they did was put information together to make us. But not only that, you received all the information of your ancestors. You have information from an ancestor from 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. You never met them, didn't have to. That information was taking place in their lifetime, up to when they conceived. Not their whole life, up to when they conceived. That's when they passed on the information. You got all their memories and everything else. So when you get deeper on your spiritual journey, then you're going to start dealing with thoughts and ideas that's not even yours. You're clearing up a whole generational thing. That's heavy, ain't it? That's why I don't have. You might have I got a sensation of, I feel like I want to drink and I never drank before. That's from an ancestor. It's not you. So this is great work. This is why it's called the great work. So again, not only are you working on your own energies, for your own energy field, you're picking up other people's energy fields, where we're all interacting. Even when you're driving down the street, a restaurant, it's giving off an electromagnetic field. You just got caught in it. This is the whole battle. It's mental. And then you're picking up things from your ancestors. They even got a thing, and that's the title of epigenetics. Epigenetics is saying your grandmother could have went through a trauma, your great-grandmother. Never met her, and you could be dealing with that trauma in this lifetime. It's just the information got passed on.
How is the law of attraction related to fasting?
Because it all deals with the mind again. The law of attraction. Now, let's go back to electromagnetism. I said we all have an electromagnetic field. The higher the energy, the higher the magnetism, the higher the magnet, the higher the electricity. That's how it goes. Now, this is ancient terminology. The L, you hear that word all the time, electricity. Magnetism. Mary Magdalene. That deals with the female. Shiva and Shakti, no matter what name you use, it's talking about the male and female component coming together. So how is fasting equated with the law of attraction? So, since we understand now that we have the power to, we are source affecting everything else, but everything else affecting us. And it's dealing with a thought. We are a thought. So the more purified and harmonious your vessel becomes, the more clear your thoughts become. So those things you want to attract to you come to you a lot quicker. That's why in yoga lore, they'll tell you you can create things with little or no effort. When he asked me that question last night, so what you doing now? And everybody laughed at it that I'm practicing Wu Wei, the art of doing nothing. But what that is saying is I'm learning to create more of my thought with no effort at all. That's what you're doing. People I meet, situations, it's for your growth. That's what you're doing constantly. I got a massage yesterday, but that's what made it seem when we were driving here. I seen a sign on the tree saying you can call to a massage therapist in the house. I was like, oh, my thought has manifested itself. Right.
Can we do a little meditation?
Oh, absolutely. This will be real good. Now this time we're going to do the Qigong standing up. But we're going to also do a maintenance routine to show you the power of a maintenance. Because I know your life can get hectic sometime. Business meetings, traveling, blah, 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 because every day is different. Yeah. So you might not have time for a full meditation, but what you should do is at least take your body through a stretching routine. It ain't the full yoga or nothing like that, but since you understand that the center of energy is your spinal cord, we at least want to loosen up the energies of the spinal cord. So even dealing with Kriya Yoga and stuff, they will actually do a stretch up routine first before they do their meditation. Because of the more relaxed the body, the easier the energy flows, the better your meditation will be. And the energy can flow a lot better. So what we're going to do is first we're going to start with the neck and get rid of all the tension. So we're going to go clockwise and make nice circles, going at your own pace, loosening up the energy of the neck. The more relaxed the body, the easier the energy flows. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to go the other direction. Go at your own pace. And allow that tension to release itself. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to loosen up the shoulders. A lot of stress always goes in the shoulders. So we're going to make shoulder circles going to the front and just go nice and relaxed and loosen up the tension in the shoulders. Better energy flow. Now we're going to go reverse. The more relaxed the body, the easier the energy. Alright, that's good. Now my favorite, everybody got enough room, one hand to the front, one hand to the back. Give yourself enough room, and then we'll do some swimming. Nice and relaxed. Stretch the organs, stretch the shoulders, allow the hips to twist. And the more relaxed, allow the energy just to flow. Alright, that's good. Now go backwards. Nice backstroke. It's good to give the body some maintenance on an energetic level. Alright, that's good. Now, open up your feet shoulder width, hands on your hips, and now we'll go clockwise and loosen up the energy in the hips. Now remember I said energy love to flow upwards? Our hips always pick up a lot of energy, so it's good. Even in yoga, the first thing they do is want to open up these hip muscles to get that kundalini energy rising upwards by its nature. So like I said earlier, if the first chakra is closed, the rest of them is closed. All right, that's good. Now go counterclockwise. Allow those hips to just loosen up. All right, that's good. Now put your feet together, and you got energy centers all in the hands, so rub your hands together, get that energy going. Bend your knees slightly, put your hands on your knees, and now we're going to make circles with our knees and also loosen up the energy of our ankles. Energy is always coming from the earth, and we want this energy again to rise upwards through the body with no blockages. Put the whole body into it, nice and relaxed. Now the other direction. Nice good circles. And that's good. Wonderful. Now, let's go ahead and just let the body relax. Put your hands under your belly button. Now for the men, it's right hand over the left, and for the women, it's left hand over the right, because we both have different ways of our energy flow. Just feel the body for a minute. Now, you're going to take your hands and use your mind and make circles clockwise on your intestines. But move the energy inside of your body, using your mind, following your hands. There's a whole lot of energy in the intestine area. We want to loosen up that energy to get this energy to flowing. Okay, that's good. Now let's reverse it the other direction. This is also good for constipation. Your stomach hurting, bothering you, just do these circles. Use your mind and get that energy flowing. All right, that's wonderful. Now back out your dantian, just feel your energy. Now we're going to slowly take your hands and go up the spinal cord, move the energy through your body, up to the top of the head, and do a circle with the energy. Try to give yourself enough room. You can then pick up that energy around us and move it up the body. Nice, good energy flow. Like I said, this energy is available all around us. Now we're learning how to harness it and use it. Nice and relaxed. The more relaxed the body, the easier the energy flow. Now we're going to do one more. Nice energy flow. And then you can rest at your dantian and just feel your body. Now rub your hands together, collect that energy, and this time we're going to put energy into our kidneys. Use your mind and actually put energy into your kidneys with your intent. All right, that's wonderful. Now we can get ready, nice and loosened up. Now the positions we're going to go over, we're going to open up the feet just a little past your shoulders so you're nice and relaxed. And it's sort of like you're sitting on a ledge. You're going to bend your knees a little bit, but your spine you still want straight. And then the first position is going to be, we're going to, like you're making a ball in front of your belly button, but you want to kind of make it loose as possible. Because the more loose and relax the body, the easier the energy flow. This will be first position. Second position is like you're holding a ball. And nice and loose, relax. So you'll be in this position. And then the third position, this is called fire blooming. Now keep in mind, you're always going to keep your knees bent. But of course, if you want less tension, you come up a little more. And if you need more restraint, you can come down even more. But go where you're nice and comfortable and you don't overdo it. So we're in this position. Fourth position is prayer hands. We'll relax in this position. And then fifth position is our hands down at the side with the palms down to the earth. So these are the 5 positions we're going to work with. In the retreat, I'll show more. But these are the basics to get the energy flowing. So y'all ready? Get your favorite position, nice and comfortable where you feel comfortable. And we'll go to position number 1. You can keep your eyes open or closed, it does not matter. And just relax. This shows how the power of the body automatically works with the atmosphere. There's cosmic energy always raining on top of us, and there's earth energy coming from below. Even though we're standing on top of this building, it doesn't matter. We're in an electromagnetic field. If you feel any shaking or sensations in the body, that's okay. Those are energy blockages trying to break themselves through. Relax the shoulders. Relax your hips. Relax your feet. Just relax the whole body. Position number 2, up near the shoulders, nice and relaxed. Relax the shoulders, relax the hands. If the body's shaking or anything, it's okay. Just try to relax into it. Don't overdo it, just relax. One more minute. Position number 3, all the way up. Just relax. Your body's like a solar panel. Just allow all this cosmic energy to flow on top of you. One minute in this position. Relax the shoulders. Relax the hips. Just allow the energy to flow. The more relaxed the body, the easier the energy flows. Fourth position, prayer hands. When the hands come together, that actually locks in the energy connection. Just relax. Relax the shoulders. Relax the hips. Relax your abdomen. Allow your feet to soak into the earth. The more relaxed the body, the easier the energy flows. Fifth position, hands to the side with the palms down, nice and relaxed. Just allow the energy to flow. The body knows what to do with the energy. Relax the hips. Just breathe regularly. You can keep your eyes open or closed, it does not matter. Just relax. Back to position 1. Back to your center. Relax the hands, the shoulders. The more relaxed the body, the easier the energy flows. Now we're going back to position number 3, all the way up. This time make it a lot wider. Just feel that energy and allow it to flow upon you. Just relax. Allow the energy to do the work for you. One more minute. Relax the hands, the shoulders. If you need to bring them down a little, it's okay. Just allow the energy to flow. It knows where to go. All of this powerful energy raining on top of us. Back to the prayer hands. Just rest and relax in this position. Relax the shoulders, relax your hips, relax the whole body. Now this time, put your hands at your side, but keep the palms going up. Relax the shoulders. Relax your face muscles. Just allow the energy to flow. The more relaxed the body, the easier the energy flows. Alright, we can rub our hands together. But this time we're going to do something real good. Let's make a circle. It's a big circle. You don't really have to hold hands. Rub your hands together. Let's close it in a little bit more. And make a big ball within the circle. Project your energy with your thought. You can do it. We project it all the time. Make it nice and strong. Nice white ball, real big. Project that energy. Now we're going to put thoughts into it. I'll start out with a word, and then we'll go to my left, and everybody put a word within the ball as we send it up to the universe. Now I'll put the word of love within the ball. And you next. Oh yeah. It's okay. All right. Now on the count of 3, we're going to lift this ball up to the universe. Now put your family, friends, and loved ones in the ball, and we're going to give back to the universe on what it's done for us. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and lift it on up. Arriba. This is our job as being energy workers. So like I said, being on the path, you became advanced energy workers. So it's your job to change the matrix of the world. And this is coming from India.